This episode is brought to you by the Open Mic Night at Glasha's Pub, home of the Battle of the Bards. Hello, Internet. Welcome back to our 10-5 challenges. I'm Gunter with MiniMishaps Games, and in the last 5 episodes, we have been kind of clearing out this grassy space, flattening it out, getting it ready. We'll be heading down, I believe, to minus 80 on that first coordinate. So we've got that next chunk. We're making a line of chunks, one each episode, until we get down to the water, and then we'll probably make a U-turn and come back. So today we're going to be heading back into the mine to try again to see if we can find any more coal or copper, see if we can find some iron, and maybe even more. And so before we do that, though, I'm going to be running around, checking out the new area, making sure we've got our area explored and ready, and then we'll head down into the mine. And I will do that time-lapse thing while we're running around. Alright, so we are going to head back down to the place where we were the deepest in the mine, and we're going to keep going and hopefully find some iron for today. But we're ready to start that digging in 3, 2, 1. Alright, we have got that 10-minute timer up, and we are going to be digging into the deep slate. So the deep slate does take a little bit longer than the regular cobblestone to mine, but I think we'll still be able to get through a fair amount of it, especially in the 10 minutes. We're still traveling on those 15s, so on the first number we'll be going from 0 to 15, and then when we hit 15 we'll be turning to the right and going from 0 to 15 in the new direction. Once we hit 15, we'll turn, and then that first number will start going back down to 0. And we'll spiral kind of around the outside of the chunk with the intention that once we hit bedrock, then, well, we got our recipes for our third and final medium, I think. Alright, looks like we got our tough recipes, so that's excellent. It's always good to get into a tough situation. There's going to be a lot of tough puns probably today from getting those tough recipes, so sorry about that. I got the dad jokes, y'all. But the intention being, once you get down to bedrock, then we would mine out at bedrock and then work our way back up and sort of mine the chunk out to get all of the goodies from it. And then depending on if we want to continue mining, we might stay in the chunk. Otherwise, we might start another mine in a future chunk as well. Put it in the comments if you think that we should keep strip mining the chunk that we got here as our first mine chunk, or if you think we should be making further flung digging and mines into the different chunks for the different ores and things. Now, I am not a professional Minecraft player, but my understanding, for at least for diamonds, is the deeper that you go, the better the chances are that you find the diamonds. It says that right in the little helpful tidbits. But iron is apparently tricky and has been eluding us. I thought that the iron would start with more frequency at about positive 50, and then again another increase in the probability at about positive 25, and then 0. And we're already down to minus 25, and we haven't found any iron yet. So that's going to become an issue moving through the mine if we can't find any iron, because there's so many kind of next stages. So many chapters that require that iron, and this little chunk apparently just doesn't have a lot of iron. But we are getting some of those other stones, so at least for when we get into the kind of decorative building, we'll have some design and color options, so that's good. We've got some more tuff here. So we're going to end up with having to decide what to do with that tuff. So this is also making me realize that we might have to take a look at, well, I guess it doesn't hurt us to have more stuff than we can build with. Just that we have twice as much time for gathering materials as we do building. I wonder if we reach a point where we end up not using enough of what we gather to make the gathering part be worth it. So we're reaching the -36 here. Still going. We're in mainly deep slate, hitting a little bit of tuff. Oh no. No. So that's gold, which is theoretically awesome, but we can't mine it until we have a iron pickaxe, which means I can't continue in this exact staircase. So maybe I go forward and flat at the -37 height here, and we try and find some iron around at this level. I'm going to do a little bit here. I maybe go to the corner, maybe go around the corner at this level, and then I think I'll probably end up going back up to, oh, there, I just broke the pickaxe. I think I'm going to go back up to 0 so that we're mining stone, because I'm going to want to probably start protecting my pickaxes until I get some iron for those other ores. So I think I'm going to mine flat at the 0 level and hope that we get some iron. Otherwise the episodes of building with dirt and wood are going to be increasing in frequency. So I think we'll go all the way out of the deep slate by a whole chunk and go up to the +16 here. So I'm going to mine across to the 15 and hope that we find something iron. Iron really is the one that we're looking at, because so many of the next things we need to make are kind of rooted in iron. So all of the rail stuff, the bucket, we really just have a ton of things that we need that iron for. So hopefully we'll mine out. We've got about 3 minutes, but hopefully we find something in here in this level 16. So there it is. We're at the 15. We've gone all the way across. We've cut the chunk in half, basically. So this is, now we just kind of mine it all out at this level. Strip mining at its finest. We'll do this sort of tunnel bore, four across, 4 wide. So this will give us kind of a visual access of the chunk at this level. And then put it in the comments if you think, if we don't find anything, if we should mine up or mine down at this level. I've got the chunk border right there on my, oh my gosh, there it is. We got some iron. So I can stand here and yay, it went into my inventory. As long as I'm in this 0 and I don't go past it, anything that falls hopefully will fall into my inventory. I can still grab it. Minecraft has sort of a vacuum for anything that's within a square. So it looks like that there might be one deeper and I won't be able to get it beyond this one. One back there that I'll have to come back for when I have access to more chunks. But we got our first iron. And we got a few of them too. We'll have to check a little later when we're in between. We'll see how many of those we grabbed. So the iron blobs, the chunks, blocks, tend to just drop the 1 iron, but I think they can drop as many as 3. And then obviously later when we have enchantments like fortune and things, that can go up again. But I'm very happy that we got that iron. I'm going to stay at this level, and maybe there's even more for us to find here. We got about 1.5 minutes left. I'm going to just mine out as much of this level and chunk as I can in that time, and hopefully we get even a little more iron, because there really isn't a top cap on the need for iron. Listed off a couple of things, but yeah, there's a ton of uses for the iron, and not least of which is making the iron tools. Okay, so we broke that pickaxe. Making the iron tools so that we can gather the gold and redstone eventually, and diamond eventually. Iron pickaxe at minimum is required for those other more precious ores and stones. So I think that's going to be it. So we'll end up with a good extra little blob of cobblestone, but that's okay. That's also, we can, put it in recipes or cook it. If you cook cobblestone, it turns back into regular stone. So if you ever want to unmine some stone that you've mined, you just cook it, and then you can put it back in the wall and it'll look just like new. It doesn't look like we're going to get any other blobs of stuff at this level, but I'm so super psyched. Probably have to come back with a shovel for all this dirt and just see what's behind the dirt, because it's kind of a weird depth for a big blob of dirt. So maybe behind the dirt there's something to come back for it with a shovel. But we're out of timer, which means we are going to head back up. So we are going to be ready for our build time in 3, 2, 1. First up, I am going to change around how I am cooking. I'm going to get this last single iron in the furnace. And then let's get the roof and some more of this building built. It's still pretty low ceiling. Might have to adjust that later. I forgot, or maybe we'll dig that down into the ground, but I forgot how low this one was. So we will be probably coming back and mining out that one row, but we can at least even out the sides of our door, and we can get our side walls put in place here. I haven't fully figured out when you are targeting through a block of leaves and when you're targeting the side of the block of leaves. Seems like sometimes when you're placing blocks, it goes into the block of leaves. Oh, hey, we got our iron recipes, so that's awesome. All the armors and our set of iron tools. And put the second stair in. So I'm going to head back up here to the crafting mountain, and we are going to get that iron pickaxe here so we can go get that gold in a future episode, and any redstone or those. There's a few different things that are good for the iron pickaxe. And then I'll probably for a while still be carrying around the stone axes for everything else, just because that material, the stone, is so much more readily available than iron, until we find a few more iron at least. So I'm going to be putting a roof on the 2 buildings, so I'm going to make some stairs, and I think I already have I think I already have the stone stairs, but anyways, we'll start putting, let's see if I can get up to the top here, but we'll start putting, yeah, we'll go on the tree. We'll start putting those, there we go, this will work good. Start putting those roofs on, and so the design of the village roofs is that the stairs kind of are back to front to back of each other, and so I think we're going to follow that same kind of a design here. And if you're trying to build your own roofs and your stairs are kind of turning upside down or not doing what you want to measure the facet that you're aiming at is in fourths. And so if you're trying to have the stairs be upside down, then you want to focus the cursor on the top half there. See how the stairs now are upside down, and I can use the flat side for the next level of the stairs. And so likewise, if you want the stairs to, oh, that looks pretty cool. I like that little kind of barn shape that we got there out of the wood. So don't forget, we're still waiting for your responses to what you want us to name that plot of land, and we'll probably leave it until we start using it for something. So right now it's basically just grass area 3, but we'll get that next couple of signs put down so that we can make sure we've got them here. Even though we haven't built anything yet, we'll be able to label them once we do, so that'll be good. There's that portal. So when we're picking out our next areas, it's we're heading down to the sand, and then it's hard to tell from here if that portal is in the next row of blocks, of chunks. But we'll try to get this roof on. Oh, this is tricky, but we can we can jump in place as long as you get that one side of the next block to highlight. And that's a little trickier with the deep slate to get that to show, but that is our timer. So we've made some cool stuff. If you're still with us, thank you so much for staying until the end. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys for episode 7.